Upon landing at the Hollowan laboratories, the shuttle's repulsor lift jets whined like a program manager facing a budget cut. Imperial's supervisor Gurdon brushed the front of his uniform and rubbed his enormous nose. He couldn't help but feel nervous anticipation, and he chuckled to himself in delight. According to the schedule, the long, tedious project should be complete by now, and soon he could increase his status in the Empire. Gurdon was greatly looking forward to that. He made a mental list of all the VIPs to whom he would show his precious new assassin droids. Gurdon's breathing came in short, shallow gasps. But that was primarily a function of the tightly cinched girdle at his waist, which he used to hold in his distended gut. The padded shoulders of his supervisor's uniform protruded far beyond their actual dimensions, making Gurdon an imposing figure, or so he hoped. His eyes were widely set and blinked often. With his large nose and vanishingly small chin, Gurdon's face had an outward similarity to a battleship, especially in silhouette. He used perfumed oils to grease his black hair into a neatly sculpted helmet that prevented anyone even from thinking about mussing it up.
Arriving at Hollowan Laboratories, Supervisor Gurdon,
the pilot said over the cabin intercom. His stormtrooper escort sat rigidly and looked about in nervous doubt through their white helmets. These were not the crack, battle-trained stormtroopers Gurdon had requested. Instead, he had been given unseasoned trainees whose aptitude skills had scored them higher in clerking than in hand-to-hand combat. But Gurdon wouldn't need much of a military escort, especially once he had the shiny new IG assassin droids in his keeping. He couldn't conceive of a more powerful set of companions. The specially commissioned droids had been built with money Gurdon had expertly skimmed from the gray budgets of other military programs, a process that had become more and more difficult as the Empire engaged in massively expensive debacles, but Gurdon had recently managed to liberate a few meager crumbs, enough to fund Hollowan Laboratories to produce a much smaller, but more precise, more deadly fighting force. The IG assassin droids would march in and annihilate targets, whichever targets Gurdon chose. Closing his eyes, he pictured one of the IG assassin droids, a lone, mechanical man, waltzing through the defenses surrounding a fortified rebel base, blasting its way through armored doors and slaughtering single-handed all the traitors to the Empire. Oh, it would be grand! He hoped against hope that Chief Technician Loris had managed to incorporate a mission-recording holocam in the design so Gurdon could watch the entire devastating battle in the comfort of his own office. The assassin droids would take a heavy toll on the rebels, and Gurdon would be sure to make a delicious accounting, reporting it to Imperial higher-ups, even to Lord Vader himself. If the assassin droids performed as expected, and Gurdon had no reason to think otherwise, even Vader was bound to notice. Then Gurdon was sure to get the promotion he so richly deserved, which would, in turn, allow him to finally get the delicate surgery he so desperately needed.
Excuse me, Supervisor Gurdon,
the pilot said, interrupting his daydreams.
What is it?
There seems to be a problem, sir. We are coming in for a landing, but the Hollowan Laboratories receiving grid does not respond. There appears to be some damage to the complex.
The pilot paused a moment.
It appears to be significant damage, sir.
The stormtroopers beside him in the passenger compartment fidgeted nervously. Gurdon sighed.
Can't everything just go right for once? Why do I always have to deal with such problems?
But when the shuttle landed amidst the wreckage of the ultra-secure Hollowan Laboratories, the friendly technology people, even Gurdon was not prepared for the devastation. His initial thought was that the rebels had attacked. A fire had raged through the buildings, ships were smashed on the landing grid, some had exploded, others scored with precision blaster bolts. As they disembarked from the shuttle, Gurdon trudged forward, looking right and left. He was dismayed to see that his stormtrooper bodyguards hung behind him. They looked around, apparently ready to bolt at the moment they heard a loud noise. Suddenly, two grimy and pale-faced security guards climbed from hiding places in the wreckage. They carried blaster rifles, but their expressions were transfixed with shock. "Help us!" the security guards wailed, rushing forward towards the Imperial shuttle. "Take us out of here before they come back!"
"Who?"
Gurdon said. He grabbed the haggard security guard by the collar, and the man dropped his weapon. The blaster rifle clattered onto the pitted permacrate surface. The pathetic guard raised his hands in surrender. Don't hurt me! All the others are dead! Don't kill us! Please!" Gurdon said.
"I'll kill you if you don't tell me what happened here."
"Assassin droids," the guard stammered, and then gestured to the burned-out shell of the laboratory complex. "They went renegade! They broke loose! Everyone's dead. Scientists, technicians, guards, except for us two. We were on perimeter search, and we heard the fighting. We raced back, but by the time we got here, the battle was over. The droids had escaped, and everyone else was murdered."
"That is what assassin droids do, you know."
Gurdon released the security guard's collar. The man stumbled, then fell to his knees. "Take us out of here, please! They might return." Instead, Gurdon gestured toward the stormtrooper escort who followed him reluctantly into the collapsing inner complex. The huge durasteel door had been completely torn from its socket and tossed across the computer-filled room. Nothing seemed to be functional. Bodies lay everywhere in darkening, drying pools of blood.
"Escaped,"
Gurdon said, clenching his teeth. He found what was left of the body of Chief Technician Loris. He raged down at the corpse.
"But they were so expensive! We had a contract! You were to deliver those droids to me, not let them escape!"
He growled and turned in circles, looking for some other way to vent his frustration. Suddenly, the reality of what had happened cracked through his dense wall of fantasies and self-preoccupation.
"Oh no. They're loose,"
he gasped. The stormtroopers looked at him with their blank black eye goggles, as if Gurdon had suddenly gone stupid.
"I mean they're loose," he said. "Do you realize what those assassin droids are capable of? They're without programming restraints, and they're running amok through the Empire!"
He slapped his forehead, groaning.
"Somebody find me a functional comm system. I need to send out an alert to all Imperial troops. The IG assassin droids must be dismantled on sight."